but 9 of them would make him 126,000. So his expected value is minus 20.2 thousand plus 24.1 thousand, which is a positive 3.9 thousand. Now, that's the complicated bit over, I promise you. What it means is that if there's 126,000 in the pot and you have to pay 25,000 to see it with a flush draw, you'll win, on average, 3.9 thousand every time you play. Of course, sometimes you'll get lucky, sometimes you'll get unlucky, but over a lifetime, with that flush draw and those pot odds, your expected value is nearly 4,000 chips.
Now, Grove, can you tell us a little bit about implied odds?
Yes, well, if pot odds are an exact science, implied odds is a bit more of a grey area. Of course, pot odds are perfect if you're playing against one other person and the river card has come down. You can work out exactly what the calculation is. But sometimes there'll be bets before the flop or on the flop where there are a lot more cards to come and a lot more players to act. And you're going to have to work out how much it's going to cost you in the long run and how much more money is going to be put in. So your odds, they vary around a bit. So you have to work out as closely as possible what odds are implied. So it's going to cost you 400 to try and hit your flush now. If you miss it, it might cost you another 1,000 on the river. So you have to factor that in. And that is something for which experienced poker players will pick up. It does take a little bit of time.
Yes.
But the basic theory of pot odds will stand you in good stead. And implied odds, they'll come with experience and you'll be able to use them to your advantage.
And now we're coming to the end of episode 5, and today we have gone through psychological strategies versus mathematical ones.
Yes, and they're both very important to your game. The psychology is actually the fun part of it. That's where you can feel like a real poker player, bluffing people, reading them, and especially winding them up, trying to put them on tilt. The maths is kind of the backbone. That's what you need to have in the back of your head. Now, some top pros couldn't make some of the calculations we've seen today. They'll just be roughly aware of them and they'll know whether they're a big underdog or a big favourite. They don't work it out to exact percentages. So unless you're a maths major, don't feel you have to have things worked down to 1,000ths of a percent. But you should have a grasp of it, because that is going to stand you in good stead.
Well, thank you so much for your help today. Join us next time when we'll be taking you through how to win tournament poker. Bye for now.